So no phone near there. Okay. No phone near the mics.
That was crazy. I was like, where's it come?
What was it?
It was like.
Oh, so it's my phone. That's cray-cray. Right. But I mean, are you hearing anything now?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Are you hearing something now?
No. Well, there's like a slight. But now it's gone. No, it ain't there no more. Oh, wait. It was like a delay.
Okay, I need to stop.
Girl.
I'm
done with you. I'm done with you.
Kid, I
know, that is.
I don't even run my kids too long.
Just like a kid. All right.
Well, I mean, my whole family's straight up with kids.
And you right about that. I'm Reggie Morton.
And I'm Tish Cooper.
And this is a Mama and I Presents Can We Talk About It? Only here on
YouTube.
Well, hello everybody out there in virtual land, as I call you guys. We are so glad to be back with yet another Reggie segment podcast, a place where we discuss what your families won't. Okay? And today we have a new segment for you guys. Well, it's not new to me. It's not new to us. But it's new to you guys because we never released it. And this is a Mama and I Presents Can We Talk About It? And I have none other than the mama to the mama and I. Oh my gosh. Tish Cooper, come on, say hi to the people.
Hello, how are you all today? No, I'm just kidding. That makes people mad already by my accent that I make fun. My bad. Hello.
Oh, look at mama. And you guys today. Now, mind you, this is not my real mother, but this is my mother. Like, I am up here on campus and this is my mother. I done cried on the shoulders.
So you gotta understand, just because you're not blood related don't mean you're not family.
Come on now.
Hello.
Sometimes your family. Oh, we ain't go. Oh,
let's not go there.
Okay.
Not today.
Okay. Say that for another.
Not today. Gonna be triggering all these people out here.
Exactly. Like this is the first podcast. Y'all already talking about this. I ain't turning back in.
Exactly. Making me trip on my feelings today.
Exactly. I understand.
You know that's exactly what they're gonna be talking about. Okay.
I understand, honey. I understand. How you feel, mama? Because this is the first time that we're actually getting back into the podcast realm. We've had conversations, but this is the first time that we're getting back into the podcast realm since September, October. We recorded that first one.
It was like September or October.
Yeah. So how you feel about that? How you feeling like all about that? You excited?
I mean, I'm excited, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I'm tired, and I'm worn down. Like this pandemic in September, we had the hope that maybe by November we be good. And then by November we was looking at each other like I can't even eat like I can't even pass you the turkey leg because you like 3 miles down the road, like and then Christmas coming, you just want to start yelling at people out the window like,
yep,
put your mask on.
Birthdays.
All of
drive-throughs.
that. Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, that was the first time I've ever watched the Rockin' New Year's Eve and almost fell asleep. I was like,
come on,
y'all could have just re-showed something from 1999.
And it would have been better than that.
2021 at the end.
And it would have been better than that. No really audiences, no nothing.
Did you watch it? Because I
saw a sneak peek because I love Billy Porter. So I heard that he was there. Well, girl, don't let him hear that. Shoot,
I know.
Good God,
that's why I whispered it. I don't know who that is.
He's a Broadway actor. He's an R&B singer.
Oh, tall black dude.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, about my height. He's not tall.
Yes, he was bringing it with the outfits.
Oh,
I was like, yes.
Oh yeah. Billy
okay, I'm so sorry. Sorry,
that's
Billy.
Okay.
I know who you are now. Sorry.
He's the one that love is on the way.
Yes.
From the First Wives Club, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
because he sung that night.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He
Child.
did. No, he was. I liked him, but like everything else, I was like, you really put people in pods. They put people in pods, and I was like, that's just weird. Number one, and then I was thinking about like the maintenance that has to clean up the confetti.
Oh my God.
And so in the past I can understand like the job, like just like, okay, there are people and this is gross and everything, but I would have been mad because I'm like, y'all, you know what? We didn't have to do this year.
We didn't. It was no reason.
You done let confetti go for what? 20 people? Okay, it's probably more than that.
It was definitely not even a crowd.
But I'm just saying, like, I would have been mad the entire time cleaning that up. Like, y'all could have saved this shit for 2020.
Honestly, I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm sorry, I done cursed up on here, but I'm just saying, I would have said, like, what? But
what is you doing?
My daughter wanted to tune in to watch Megan Thee Stallion.
Wait, Megan was there?
Yeah, she performed, but she performed the West Coast one. But even then, it wasn't like, I mean, people were far away, and it wasn't the same. So, like, when you ask me how I'm doing, I'm here. Like, I'm good, but it's just, I'm just drained from all of this.
Yeah.
Just drained.
And I understand that. I mean, we have the right to be drained because it's a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. And
you always have to think about somebody's situation is always worse than yours. At least you ain't the person at Citibank who transferred $900 million. Was it million or was it billion?
Was that in the news?
Yes, it was.
I don't watch the news.
I read it. It was I think it was almost $1 billion. It was $900 million to different accounts. Like, and they can't get it back. That's the thing. They can't get it back. I was just like, why wasn't my account one?
Child, was that a mistake or was that on purpose? Did they know these people?
It was a mistake. It was like you're working at home and you know how they say, and you know they say how your dog or your cat accidentally hits the keyboard. Somebody hit the keyboard one too many times and hit the send button. At Citibank, and it went out. I think it was loans. It was some type of loans for businesses, but businesses that were expecting it, but they didn't know how much and they didn't know when. And apparently, they woke up and they had a lot of money in their account, and they're like, "I'm not giving it back to you." Some did. Others were like, "No, I was expecting this. I didn't know I was going to get this much. Thank you."
Child, I'm at the wrong bank. CQ, I need you to call me at 443. And today's focus is refocusing in the new year. And some people may be saying, Reggie, we just started the new year. It's February. It's too late to talk about refocusing, or we just started. What do you mean refocus? Aren't we still on focus? You know, things have been able to happen. But I heard somebody else say that your new year shouldn't technically start when the clock strikes 12 on January 1st.
You're right.
It should start whenever you make up in your head that you're going to do something different. And you know, a lot of us have made resolutions. The resolution should be just daily. You know, you should wake up in the morning and be like, oh, today, you know, I'm changing this about myself because I saw this, or today I'm changing the way I do this and I didn't like that result. So those should be resolutions, like daily, weekly resolutions. But sometimes we do get off, you know, and sometimes we lose that focus. So how can we refocus? You know, what is refocusing? What does refocusing look like? Especially when you've gotten off.
But it's just what you said, is waking up the next day and saying, okay, I got this. I mean, you look at it from stance of a diet. You know, you're like, I'm going to, first of all, if you look at the fitness gurus, they say don't diet. Diet's a bad word. But whatever you want to call it, healthy lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. You know, you say, Sunday, I'm going to start. Sunday come and you start, right? You eat good on Sunday. You eat good on Monday. By Tuesday, your stomach gnawing at your intestines.
Eating at your backbone.
Right? And by Wednesday, it's like gnawing on your ribs. Like, I need some food.
Feed me, Seymour.
And so you dive off of that and you eat half a pizza. And then you're like, oh, well, I just need to eat crummy the rest of the week because I'll start again on Sunday. No, they say you wake back up the next day and you start over again just because you had a setback. And that's the same thing with 2021. Yep. Yes, we're in February, but let's see what happened in 2021, because everybody was like, oh, thank goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
2020 is gone, and I'm like, I need a refund from 2021 because we ain't even in March yet.
When everybody was saying, like, and this year is going to be something, I was like, y'all better stop that. Y'all did that last year. They put that little lady, remember the lady walking on the steps?
Yes.
And she had, like, a little purse and stuff?
Yes.
And they was talking about, she walking over to the new year. I said, all right now, y'all done did that before. You better stop that. You better stop, because that lady go get upset at you again. And right.
Do you know what I think of? I think of that commercial. I think it was it was a dating commercial. Like it was the
it was the devil. It was the devil in 2021. It was Tinder.
It was 2020. It was Tinder. It was one of them.
But he matched.
And he said 2020. Yes, I'm 2020. And then they said, why let the year? The year didn't need it. Like I just felt like it carried over, because I'm like, let's think about this really quickly. We had the insurrection 6 days
January
into the
6th,
new year.
my birthday.
I know, happy birthday. And then, let's see, we had the inauguration that nobody really watched because everybody was waiting for something to blow up.
Okay, it was.
I mean, let's keep it.
Child,
keep it real on that.
we don't want to condone violence, but let's
No,
just say, but we was all waiting.
Oh, don't come for me, Secret Service. No.
Okay,
I
we was
happy.
all just like, I was so scared to watch because I
That's
was
what I'm
like,
saying,
and that's
like-
probably why the president, our past president, didn't show up.
I mean, no, but seriously, right? Because I mean, I was up here, I was thinking, oh Lord, what's gonna happen on this date? And I'm not trying to go to, and you get these messages, don't go to DC, don't go here, don't go there, and I'm like, well, I've already been in my house for a year. What's another day? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then next thing you know, we're like, okay, that's over with. Okay, the crazy train has stopped a little bit, and then what happened? Texas get below freezing temperatures, and now you
how
like,
in the heavens? They got snakes in the basement. They got pipes bursting.
I mean, and I felt for them because, as coming from a cold climate, I'm like, yeah, we know what to do to keep the pipes from bursting, but you're in Texas.
Yeah.
You're in
you
Texas.
ain't never had that problem.
Your pipes aren't set up for that because it's not supposed to snow.
Okay.
It's not supposed to snow in Texas and Alabama, Mississippi. What?
At all.
At all.
And you know what? And that's funny how you brought that up because I had looked up the definition of home and I thought about home. Then I said, okay, when you talk about home and stuff, I was like, well, there's a foundation in the home. Mm-hmm. And one thing that we have found out from Texas is that it's not until the foundation is shaken that it could actually stand.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel like us seeing that, showed us what happened last year. And it's kind of like, if you're still standing, like, yes, there's always going to be, like, people always say, oh, I just want things to go right. But if everything just goes right, you don't know what you actually did wrong or what can be improved. So you have to be tested, and I think people see tests sometimes as such a bad thing, such a, like, a agonizing thing and such a like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? But it's like, no. What does the song say? Get back up again.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean you're right on that, and I think the thing now, I'm gonna be the first to admit when I go through a test, I do be like, ooh, Lord, you are testing me today, this week, this month. Like, can you? I just need just a sliver of light. But you're right because if everything went our way, we would never be grateful for the things that happen in our life.
Never.
And so, you have to, as a person, your core, your body is your home, and yes, you will emotionally and mentally be shaken down to your core, to your foundation. How strong are you going to get back up? Are you going to get back up? Are you going to get back up and dust yourself off? A lot of times I hear people talk about like all these millionaires and billionaires out there. And I'm like, have you ever listened to their stories? Have you ever listened to their stories? Because it's not like they just woke up and said, I think I'm going to start Microsoft today.
Because they definitely didn't.
And then, you know what I mean? Or anyone, whether you do Jeff Bezos or Steve Jobs or anyone, like even Oprah, like look at the core of her foundation and
how many years?
And then I remember when her show came out when it was first syndicated.
Well, not that one, yeah.
Like first syndicated because I was in Virginia, so we ain't get it till it was syndicated.
Gotcha.
But even then. How good is your foundation? Like, how strong is your foundation? Do you need to take, and this goes back to the self-care. Are you taking care of yourself?
Come on now.
That when your foundation is shaking, yeah, you might get a little crack in it, but that's all right. That's all right. You just go back on a little putty, little cement, and you just clean it right on up, and then you keep building again.
And when you don't take care of yourself, it affects your self-drive.
Oh my gosh.
It affects the way that you approach the things that you love.
Yes, because, and I always say Murphy's Rule, and everybody goes, what's Murphy's Rule? And I'm like, ain't none of y'all been to Spencer's and I don't know how long, because that poster's been there since I was like 14. Murphy's Law is, if it can't go wrong, it will go wrong.
Yes.
And it's not living in a pessimist. This is me. I am not a pessimist. I am a realist. If
Yeah.
it can go wrong, it will go wrong.
see
So
it.
you need to make sure that you got a plan. So if you knocked off your kilter, that okay, all right, what's my plan B? Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I was shaken to my very foundation. My very foundation.
Come on.
And it took me a year and a half to get past that. But I still got up.
Yeah.
Even though I cried through it,
Yeah.
even though there was anger, even though I wanted to pelt snowballs at people.
Come on, you gotta weep it through.
I mean, you do. You have to go through the pain. It's not like you can't go through the pain of the test that you're going through, but it's the effort of picking up your feet, no matter how heavy they are, and keep moving forward, because you know at the end of the day the purpose and the goal that God has for you. You not might be able to see it, but you know it's there, because you're like, God, I know you didn't put me here to just go through.
And can I say something about refocusing? You know, whenever you say or, you know, and anything that has to be something, it means that it was initially there. Because you can't read something that wasn't there.
You were correct.
So you had when a camera points at an object, it sees the object and it focuses in. Now the object may move, things may happen, things may blow across the path, and they gotta go, let me refocus real quick. But it still sees that object. That thing that it's trying to get to is still there. It still had that at the beginning. So it's kind of like we just have to realize that, you know, we had it and we still have it.
Yes.
We still have, because I feel as though a lot of times when we get off, we just feel like we just lost it. And it's like, no, you did not lose it.
You didn't lose it. You didn't lose anything. It's just out of focus.
Exactly.
Ooh, I like that. It's
now.
just out of focus.
Hey.
You just have to refocus on it.
Get it
You know
back.
what I mean? You do. Yes, you fell off the road, and yes, you may have landed in some cow manure, but just, you know, you got to get up, and you got to cry because you smell like cow manure.
Yeah.
But then you got to shake it off, wash it off, and you got to get back on, and you got to refocus.
Amen.
Because it's still there. It's just not in focus because that's not what you're focusing on. And I think that's the thing. We tend to lose focus on the bigger thing, to worry about the minutia, to worry about the little small detail. I don't care that you got a thorn in your shoe. Take the thorn out your shoe and keep on walking.
Keep on.
Hello.
Well, you know that.
I could go on forever.
I know. And you know, and it's I would ask like a story that you may have like refocusing, but and I'll go first only because like I'm going through it right now. You know, where it's like you're trying to refocus, like you're sometimes, you know, like there's an overarching goal for, especially in my area as like a content creator. Whoa, like there's an overarching goal, and it's like you are focused on creating content, but sometimes you say this to me all the time, you'd be like, you have to like write it down, you got to focus in and stuff, and then to make it broader in like the actual field and the life of it, it's like then you'll start picking so many things, and it's like so many things are small minutia, and it's just like you can't always just, you know, put so much into each thing. You have to like focus on the overall, you know, on that overall goal, and yeah, you know, and I'm glad I said that I still have it, because that helped me. Like, you still have it.
You do. And sometimes you got to hear it in order for it to sink in.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to hear it again. And sometimes you got to hear it again.
Yeah.
And sometimes we let our emotions get in the way. And sometimes that's the minutia that we dealing with. It's just like, because you don't see my pain, you don't see my hurt, you don't see my frustration.
Yeah.
And we can't ignore those feelings, but as I say, you can wallow in your feelings for a little bit, but you better time yourself.
Come on.
Because if you continue to wallow in your feelings, you're having a pity party for yourself. And I'm gonna hand you an umbrella and I'm gonna keep it moving.
That's right.
So you have every right to get into your feelings, but you need to time limit yourself, and you need to wipe the tears away. You need to be like, let me get my shit together and let me keep moving.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, it's when we let these little distractions get in our way. And I don't want people to think I'm calling feelings distractions, but I'm not. But when you let things like that in your way, you are missing your opportunities and your blessings that are coming your way. And no, everything is not always going to be roses and sunshine. Never have been, never will be. But you know, as I tell people that I come in contact with, your story sucks, and I know your story sucks, but you haven't ended it yet.
Amen.
And there's always somebody out there that has a worse story than you, and it's not about where you come from. It is not about where you come from. If we really all focused in on that, we will never get to where we need to get to.
How about we're not all at the same place either? So
no. My place is not your place. Don't compare. That always gets me when people get in competitions with me, and I'm like, well, what are we racing for?
Exactly. I'm just trying to walk and do my little life mile.
I'm just saying, like, look, you just don't know how I was barely able to get here today and to do what I need to do because, you know, I'm having to refocus myself. And now you in a competition with me, and I'm looking at you like the tortoise looks at the hare, like, when did the bell go off?
And I look at them and say, honey, I'm just trying to endure to the end.
I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm like, I've never understood
I
that.
ain't here to race you. I'm not here to compete with you.
That's the thing. And it's just like, and that's great if that's your drive to get you there. I was like, yeah, I quit that in my 30s. I don't do that no more.
Oh, and speaking of 30s.
You need to stop. We don't need to talk about that today.
It's somebody's birthday today. It's a celebration. It's her birthday today, you guys. It is Mama Coop's birthday today. And she is 25.
Oh, he's so sweet.
25. All right? And she is looking well. You can't see her, but she looks well. And her skin is clear, and she's living her best life. Okay,
that's right, 'cause I don't go in the sun, which is probably why my vitamin D is low too. Get out there in the sun, guys. It'll affect your vitamin D.
Well, you're nice and brown, so I would have never known.
Yeah, I don't. No, I wear a hat. I wear sunscreen, and I know them people be looking at me like, "Did she really just buy the 50 SPF?" Yes, and I'll buy the 100 if I can find it.
Oh my God! Well, I guess you do. Well, they say that you do need to wear it because it helps with the unevenness and stuff.
It does, and I just don't want to look like old leather when I get older.
Oh no, nobody wants to look like leather.
I'm sorry. I just don't. I want to look like my grandma did when she was like, what was she, in her 70s? In her late 70s, early 80s? I mean, you could tell that she was older, but that woman looked good. She still had smooth skin. Okay. Well, she was ornery as all get out, though. She would just say whatever on her mind. I feel like I'm already there, but
when you release it, it does you better.
Oh, she didn't care.
And that's why her skin looks so great.
But yeah, but it was just, I mean, she looked really good. And I'm like,
that's it.
I really did. I was like, those are the jeans I want. I know, God, I can't choose my jeans, but those are the jeans.
That's the one. If you ever had a question for me, that's the one.
Can I get those jeans?
Okay, please. And they not what's the name of that? They ain't True Religion.
I mean, I'm just saying.
They ain't Abercrombie, and they definitely ain't Hollister. But I want those jeans.
I do. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yes, it's my birthday. I wasn't really trying to focus on that today. But anyway.
That's okay. It had to be brought up because we're so excited for you to make it to yet another year. And you made it through the Pioneer year. And your birthday, apparently, you know, as we're looking at it, happened right before the Pioneer year.
Did.
And now we're still in the Pioneer.
It's so funny because I was talking with my family about that this morning. And they was like, yeah, your birthday was the last one we celebrated. I was like, yes, I remember my birthday because I remember this was shortly after I was shook to my foundation.
Yeah.
And all I wanted that day was Panera bread. I said, I don't care about nothing else. I just want some Panera bread. And excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Shit, let me not do that in the mic.
Coronavirus.
All I see is it's Cardi B. Coronavirus.
It's getting real.
Anyway.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Coronavirus.
What laugh was that?
I don't know, but oh my gosh. Coronavirus. Anyway. And I remember that because I remember being out of town the day before and we came back and we had to go out of town again. And I walked into church. And I'll tell you who told me later. But a person came up to me and that's like, well, we didn't see you yesterday at the church meeting. And I want to look at him and go, Well, why would I be there?
And they was just
y'all acting like I'm just going Mrs. Bojangles on up here after what y'all did to me, and be at every meeting and contribute. Why would I be there if I have a choice not to be there?
Come on, I ain't coming.
Hello, and well, you missed a good one. I'm telling you, things blew up. Oh, well, what happened? Well, I can't tell you. I'm like, then
what is you telling me for?
I said,
see, it's that see that right there. If it, child, you know what I told myself. I said, and this is, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a person that goes and intentionally spit gospel on people and stuff like that. Everything that is, if it has happened to me badly, it's because, and I point in a certain direction. If it did happen to me badly, it was because somebody else took it out of context. But in this year, and since that 2 years ago, I said, you know what? I'm done with all of that because you see where it gets people. And that's a part of like a resolution and refocusing.
Yeah.
Like you have to really see like, and that was, I didn't say, oh, in 20, whatever, I'll just wait till New Year turn and I'll stop doing this. No, I said, no, because this is not beneficial. It's not doing anybody good. So you know what I started doing, right? What? I said, you know what? Forget all that drama. I said, if I want some drama, I'm going to watch it on TV. And I turned on the Housewives of Atlanta and started back from season 1. I'm just saying.
No, but I'm for real with you. That's why I watch reality TV, because if I want drama, I'm just going to watch theirs. Okay. And then eat my popcorn and then clear it off and be like,
and then turn it off and leave it on the TV. Well, after this segment, we would like to just reflect, as I told you. So, as far as refocusing, what would be like a central thing that you would think of to help you?
So what's really interesting that you say that is I was reading, we found these self-help books over, I read self-help books and I listen to them on Audible because I always think you can glean a little bit of information from it.
Always.
And so for me with refocusing, a lot, what has happened with me is I have anxiety. I will be first and foremost to say, I know it doesn't look like I have it because I can
control it well.
I can control it well.
Make it look good.
Right. But in reality of it is there are times when my mind cannot stop going. And so I wake up at 2:00 in the morning and I'm like, what about this? The next thing I know, I'm looking on Instagram because I can't go back to sleep. And one of the books that I found, excuse my language, it's called Calm the F Down.
Oh, who is it by?
It's by Sarah Knight. And I love Sarah. I like this book because I feel like she took a little bit of me and she put it in the book because this is how I would talk to people about it. And one of the things she said, and I made a copy of it, and I gave it to my kids because they be like, sometimes they just need to calm the F down.
Yeah.
And so what it was really breaking down when you lose focus and you start focusing on that minutia is, can I control it? Can I not control it? Because that's basically what she's saying. Can you control it if you can't control it? If you can control it, what can you do to lower your stress level with that is basically what she's saying. If you can't control it, then why are you worrying about it?
If you can't control it, then why are you worrying about it?
I mean, that was the gist of it. If you can't control it, why are you worried about it? And I was like, that's a nugget of knowledge. And I mean, dang.
Child, I'm about to give it up and let it go.
For example, I know that eventually I'm going to need to get new tires on my car. So the likelihood of it is likely, but should I worry about me popping a tire every time I go out on the road? No. But in my head, if it happens, okay, I'm going to focus my energy on calling the tow guy truck, my road assistant, and getting it fixed. But why am I putting my energy into that?
Every waking moment. Every
waking moment.
And I mean, you're not going to be able to do what's in front of you.
Right. And I know that's a simple analogy, but it's like with anything. And it's what are you worried about? What are the top 5 things that you were thinking is going to go wrong? And then what you do is you write them down and you categorize them. Is it 1 or 2? Is it likely? Is it most likely, somewhat likely, a little bit likely, or not likely to happen? It's something like that. It's something like that. There's all the, likely. I don't know, something like that. And then once you categorize them, you start going, oh. So that it's but basically that's the gist of her book. Can you control it? Can you not control it?
I was talking to my sales guy last week.
Lord.
And I was in the office and he called. I said, it said Sweetwater. I said, hello, is this London? And he said, hey, Mr. Morton, how you doing? Yes, it is. And I said, how you doing, buddy? Da, 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 da. And Carmen was sitting in the office. She was like, the salesperson. I was like, yeah, girl, I get so much stuff. I get so much stuff. But I said, how's your back? Last time I talked to you last year, your back was bad. He had just hurt his back. And I said, how's your back been doing? I've been praying for you. He said, oh, Reggie, it's been fine. He said, it still hurts a little bit. He said, I've been going to therapy. And then he said, but really we get to this when I do weightlifting. I said, Brandon, you've been doing weightlifting with a bad back? He said, Reggie, if I waited for my back to be good, I would never do weightlifting. Hello. He said, heck, if I waited for my back to be good, I wouldn't do a whole lot of things in life. Then he said, Reggie, if I waited for everything to be perfect, I would never start anything. And
there.
I tied that all back into that was my central focus from the refocusing in the new year. If you're waiting for everything to be perfect to drop some things, to start that new practice, to start that new habit, to make a better life for yourself, you'll never do it. Do it. Tell the people, just do it.
Just do it. It's like Nike said, just do it.
Come on, Colin.
Just do it. Because you're right. You're right. If you wait for the perfect thing, if you work,
it ain't never gonna happen.
I swear, I can't. You know what be getting me when people go, I'm waiting for, me and my husband are waiting to have children. It's the perfect time. There is no ever perfect time. I'm just gonna let you know that now.
When's the perfect time?
Never.
I almost said the word. Because the canal still got to stretch. The soldiers still got to be marching at the right time. The cycle still got to be.
Okay, enough. We're going to end this.
Well, now is one of my favorite parts, of course. Not because we're getting at the end, but because I love to talk about.
Yes, he is.
No, I'm not. No, I am a little hungry today, but normally we could talk for hours.
Yes,
but this segment is called "What's Your Intake?" and this is just where we will take a moment to reflect on what you're listening to, what you're reading, eating, or watching this week.
Ooh, Lord. Let me think.
Her birthday week, I know she got a lot.
No, you know what? I have to finish my Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Because I got 3 episodes in, and then I was like, I gotta wait some episodes, and then I ended up waiting the entire season.
Hey.
I was like, but they finished the reunion, so I'm like, now I can binge watch it all the way through. And then my Real Housewives of New Jersey's on. And see, I like the Real Housewives of New Jersey because they remind me of Atlanta. They just white people, but they be fighting like they black people, and I be like loving it. I be like, oh girl, flip that table one more time. Flip it. And let's see. So what I'm reading is, of course, I'm reading the Calm the F Down when I can. And I'm also, people think I think my husband thinks I'm obsessed, and it's not. I like to understand why certain people in our culture, or different celebrities, their backgrounds and their upbringing, and why it is they do what they do. So I've been listening to in my Audible Born Trump. And
you said you had an edible?
No, Audible. Audible, not an edible. Hello. If I'm gonna get anybody, ain't gonna be hello. Be a Black Panther. Anyway, no, my Audible. Okay. Audible.
Twisting my words. Got me over here at work. You about to get me fired. This is my birthday. I ain't got no damn time for you.
I'm just saying. You can get out my roof. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
For the roof.
Inside joke between us. Anyway, no, from my Audible, I've been reading Born Trump because I am curious as to why they think the way they think and why they do the things that they do. And so that book has actually been very interesting and eye-opening because it explains a lot. Now, I know they're going to say it's not true, this and that. And I'm like, So, a lot of people thought the Kennedy stuff wasn't true, and now we know that it is. Hello. Anyway.
Hello.
So I've been listening to that, but I've also been, I have school, so I've been mostly been reading my school books, and y'all don't want to know the names
they don't want to know that.
Because it's theory books, and ain't nobody interested in it.
No, I'm not even interested in mine.
Yeah, but so that's what I'm reading and writing, and
You don't have to say everything. It's just whatever.
Yeah, that's just what I'm doing right now. Though I did read an excellent book.
And what is it? Because I won't be reading it.
Over Christmas. No, I don't. It's heavy. It's called Eviction. But it has opened my eyes to renting and to the system that a lot of that affects a lot of low income households. And it's like I literally had to put the book, like you can ask me, I had to like literally close the book and walk away
because we've come from it.
Yes. And it's just like, when you come from it, you think it's only happening to you. But when you get older and you start reading about it and you start going, why would we do this? And then why would you do this to your own people? Like it does. It makes me want to go throat punch both of the people I read about. It makes me want to go like, you for real right now? Their house burnt down and you like, well, you're still evicted because you were 3 months behind. Are you serious? They lost a child. Okay, I can't go there. If you're one of those serious people.
Okay, that's a heavy book.
It's a heavy book, but it makes you want to become an activist if you weren't one already.
Let me just be honest. I finally started cooking again. I had a conversation with people, and they were like, Reggie, when you were cooking and stuff, and somebody said that my food, because they've had it before, no bragging, but
Right.
it's like food for the soul. That's what they said.
Yes.
They said it's not soul food, it's food for the soul. And I said, you know what? And I have not been feeding my soul properly because I have been going to Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. But I've been going there every day because I did not feel like cooking. And I would come in the house and I just was, and that's like a depressive. That is a very depressive cloud. And I literally, like, last week had to do something for myself. I finally went out, and this is, I went out and got new sheets for my bed. I got new pillows.
Ooh, nice.
I got new pillowcases, and I finally threw the sheets that people call are from the streets.
Huh?
They say, you can tell that you are a Baltimore nigga. I said, you know what?
He done said the word.
I said, how dare you call me a Baltimore nigga?
And it said it again.
But it's the truth, though. I was one. I am one.
Again.
Child, I am one. And they said I belong to the streets because I had blue sheets and I had 3 pillows and they weren't no higher than my hand.
Oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back.
I would fold them pillows up and they would just not even work.
No.
So I finally got that. I finally got new a bath mat.
Oh, did you really?
Yes, and a new shower curtain.
You're going to think I'm bougie when I tell you about mine. Don't tell me you had a towel on the floor as your rug.
No.
Get out.
No, I didn't have.
Get
I
out.
did not have that. I did not. That's ghetto. I have 3 towels. That is too ghetto for me. I have 3 towels.
Okay.
Now I'm very, people who don't know, I'm very like frugal.
Yes,
I
you are.
don't spend money on clothes. I
Right.
buy food. I may buy a couple of appliances to do things like this, and I leave my life alone. Okay.
Right.
I have 3 towels. One is a R towel that I got in middle school.
Oh, that's
One
cute.
is a free towel. No, 2 are free towels that I got from high school. One's a white one that says Carver Center, and one's a green one that says Carver
Oh, that's
Center.
nice.
One I got at
Tell
for
me you brought some more towels.
huh?
Tell me you brought some more towels.
Okay, there's
Boy,
5.
Roses was closing up there. If you was trying to be frugal, you could have went up there. I mean, it ain't like
Roses closed before I got back though, and I went there to go get stuff.
Because I
and
was
it
gonna say
gone.
that's like it's only like a 1-ply.
But see, what happens is with
But
like
it
towels.
gets your body dry.
I know. A
saying.
1-ply towel, girl. No.
It's the kind where it scratch you,
Yes.
so you come off ash. But
That's
you
what I
dry
got.
though. You ashy.
But that's
you
what I ain't got
dry.
time for though. See, it's like when I get my towels, girls stop laughing at me. It's like when you have these towels and they have like all this fabric softener in them from the
Yeah,
company,
yeah.
and they're so fluffy, and everybody's like,
Yes.
"Oh my god, it's so nice." But I'm like, "No, that's not. I gotta wash that at least 3 times so I can get to the part where I can put it on my body and it just dries me off."
Yeah,
Like all my
yeah.
towels are custom. I told you,
Right.
one's from middle school. It's like a thick
Yeah,
towel.
yeah, I know what
And it's like it's accustomed to me, So I've had those towels. I took them to New Jersey on vacation. I've taken them to Frostburg, Baltimore. I've taken them all over the place, Virginia. They've been everywhere, and they're with me. Now, in the future, I'll get new towels because something that we should not do, you guys, is use a towel and a washcloth more than once. Pause. And you should not be using the washcloth from your butt to your face.
Stop it.
Because
stop
that's
it,
an
stop it.
issue that I feel is we're going to talk about in the podcast on like literal hygiene. And I know that this is the ending of the podcast and I'm starting to open up a new topic, but get your hygiene together, you guys. I know somebody who is my age
Stop
who
it.
just found out.
That you don't go from the bottom to the top. Well, hell, I thought that was common sense.
Child, I said you
Why
didn't.
would you want to smell your ass
You
when
ain't
washing
smell
your
it.
face? I'm sorry.
You ain't smelling.
Like, why would you do that?
Okay, we're not gonna get into the.
Okay,
that's gonna be
anyway,
because that's a whole
that
topic.
is a whole because
That
I'm
is a
bougie
whole
because I
topic.
have mine is I have Vera Wang. I'm bougie.
Oh yeah, you are. Listen to the name Vera Way. You guys, now's the time of the podcast. As the weeks go on and we do this more, it will get harder and harder to let the topics go. And this part will actually be like really sad. And it kind of is because we started dipping into stuff that we liked at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, we're at the part of the podcast that nobody likes because you might have been really into it. We're at the end.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Oh, my heart. Never can say goodbye. No. Ooh. Never can say. My favorite part. Don't know why I always ask myself, how could I did it? Okay, I'm cracking.
I only did band for 1 year, and that was 7th grade. So don't nobody come from my drumming.
You don't know nothing about no keys.
No, I don't. I know the French horn and the sax,
and I know the recorder, and that's it.
Baby.
And it's called the flute.
But no, it's not. Don't you go there.
It's not called the flute.
It's called a recorder.
Oh,
unless it's.
Oh, that's
like
the
this.
flute.
That is the flute.
And the clarinet is like this.
The clarinet is the black thing that goes down.
But the recorder is just with the little hole. Oh, girl, you sound just like it. Do it again.
Yes, I know. No, I'm not. It's the one that I got 3 of them sitting in my household. I was hoping to get rid of 2 of them. And
girl, you never get rid of them.
No, I know, because my kids found. I'm like, no, that's my first record. I'm like, you don't record nothing.
I still have mine. I don't know where it is, but I still have it.
Yeah, because your mama threw it out.
No, I was at my grandma's house.
Your grandmama threw it out.
I think they kept it.
They told you they kept it. They threw that shit out. They're like, I don't want to hear this screeching. Okay, I'm
evil.
I'm so sorry. That's what we do as friends. Yeah, we'll keep it.
Nope. Goodbye. That is so terrible. So I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
And we'll be back. And we speaking that.
Back.
We are back.
Oh, that's I want you back. Never mind.
She said, we'll be back. No, I want you back. Child, manifested. In the name of Jesus, we are back.
Yes.
Next week.
Amen. All right. Bye, guys. Oh, Lord.
I'm Reggie Morton.
And I'm Tish Cooper.
And this is a Mama and I Presents Can We Talk About It?
A podcast bridging 2 different generations together about home, life, and much more. This podcast airs every Wednesday only on YouTube. Don't miss out.